Good morning.
Morning.
It's time to call the docket for February the 11th.
Yes, sir.
First case number 603-205, State versus Joshua Baxter. David Cuellar is attorney.
I'm here, Your Honor. I haven't talked to him yet this morning. I was in contact with him yesterday.
All right. I'm going to list him as a failure to appear at this time if he shows up. Are you ready on this matter?
I need to confer, Your Honor, and need to kind of
We'll list
present.
you on to confer.
Sorry.
It's been, this thing shows he's had 22 settings. I don't know. I doubt that it's on the MTR. 616014, State versus Jose Gonzalez Chapa, attorney, Efraín Torres.
Good morning, Judge. Myself and the client are on Zoom. We would like to remain in the trial docket, Judge.
Trial docket, so it shall be.
Are we excused, Judge?
You are excused. 627834, State versus Mario Sandoval, attorney, David Garcia.
Yes, sir. Present.
Good morning, Mr. Sandoval.
It's not a good morning for me. I just had a death in my family last night at 10 o'clock. My grandma passed away.
I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Sandoval. You have my condolences.
Thank you, sir.
As soon as Mr. Garcia appears, we'll see about excusing you so you can.
Last time Friday, it took 2 hours. I was wondering if I could get a new attorney because he hasn't been present. And I want to get this over with right now.
We'll check that out after I finish the docket. If he doesn't show up by 9:45, right now it's 9:05, then we'll try and track him down.
Yes, sir.
657141, State versus Angel Martinez, listed as a fugitive, Tony Jimenez III. Tony Jimenez, no response. Angel Martinez, absent. 658418, State versus Frank Barrera, attorney, Patrick Hancock.
That's been reset, felony pending, Judge.
Are these please all?
Except for 621371, all the others are all please.
621371, Jose Angel Jaramillo.
Yes,
What about 621371?
which
What about
one?
it? What's the status of it?
It was just a recall because Mr. Sierra had a doctor's appointment yesterday.
Okay. Jose, 62137, what about 667249? It's the same defendant.
Yes, same defendant.
All right, this is all reset.
Yes, because he had a doctor's appointment yesterday, so we're just recalling it from yesterday's docket.
Okay, so that case is not on the docket for today. At least it's reset.
Mhm.
It's been
Right.
reset 19 times, so we need to
But-
change that.
The 621 has, right.
All right, case number 604024, 604135, 611526, and 634554, State versus Joel Lupe Herrera. Attorney James Hunt.
Yes, Judge, we're present. I believe the paperwork's in on the 3 cases that we're pleading to.
The only one I couldn't find was 634554, the ABI, but we'll
Yeah.
see what the story is on that.
That'll be TIC.
That explains it. Thank you, sir. We'll be with you shortly.
Thank you.
649678, State versus Laura Leticia Luna, attorney Ashley Morgan.
Morning, Judge. We're both present. This is also a plea and the paperwork should all be submitted.
I believe you're correct. Thank you.
Judge.
656297, State versus Jonathan Marion Williams, attorney Kevin Stryker.
Here, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Williams. Ms. Flores, I didn't find Mr. Williams' papers in Adobe.
No, his we have already.
Okay,
His is ready.
663379, State versus Adam Gabriel Diaz, attorney, Brian Powers.
Yes, Judge, I'm present, and I believe we have the paperwork in as well.
I think you're accurate. Yes, sir. 664240, State versus Fabian Jose Morales. This is John Garcia.
Your Honor, my client and I are present. He had informed me that he had signed the documents. So hopefully you'll be getting the paperwork.
Okay, because I didn't have them last night and I don't have them this morning, but we'll check. All right.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Yesterday, 109 cases, today 10. That's the docket for today. Anybody believe they should have been, their name should have been called? Very good. Then the only one to confer is David Cuellar. Get that done, Mr. Cuellar, and as soon as you're through, we're gonna have some pleas to take care of. And we should be able to do that by no later than 9:30, folks. Ms. Flores,
Yes,
call David Garcia's office.
yes, that's what I'm gonna do right now for you.
Ms. Flores, I don't see Mr. Williams' papers in the Adobe.
No, I already have them, Judge. They're all ready to plead.
I got you. As soon as Mr. Cuellar is through conferring, would you let us know?
Sure. And then we have Charles Sierra. I don't know if he needs to confer or what on Jose Jaramillo. That was the recall from yesterday.
Okay.
And I called David Garcia's office and I went to his voicemail. I left him a message. So I'm just waiting for him to call back.
Linda, David Cuellar and I are back from conferring.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Sierra,
Yes, Judge.
good morning to you.
Morning.
Are you
My
ready?
client's on Zoom also.
Are you ready on your case?
Well, here's the situation. He's got a felony trial coming up in March in Comal County and a felony trial coming up here in Bear County after that. And these two cases are probably going to get swallowed by those. I can remain on trial docket or we can reset it. I'd like to take care of those felonies and see what kind of deal I'm going to get. And
Understandable. All right, that's on Jose Angel Jaramillo.
correct.
Cases number 621-371 and 667-249, State of Texas versus Jose Angel Jaramillo. At this time, you're not ready. You have felonies pending in 2 different counties.
Correct, Judge.
Comal County and Bear.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is your client here?
Yes, he's on Zoom.
All right, then we'll reset you, what, 60 days at this time?
That should cover it, Judge.
I hope so. Okay, Ms. Flores, reset this for 60 days. Felonies pending, 2 counties.
Okay, I'm sorry, April the 14th.
14th. All right. All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
You'll
you.
be excused.
Yes, you are. Take care. Stay out safe.
All right. Thank you.
All right. You mentioned somebody else, or were you talking about Mr. Sierra?
That was it, and then David Cuellar.
All right, David Cuellar, what's your announcement, if any?
Your Honor, my client, he was scheduled to have a mental health evaluation on February 8th. I haven't confirmed if he made that appointment yet. So that's kind of where we are. He has a warrant out right now, and just to remind the court, the warrant stems from, he wasn't able to get an affidavit from the owner of the vehicle that he actually had a DWI that he was driving when he was stopped. So the court suggested that we set a hearing and the witnesses to sign and I guess see what that's where the warrant came from because he wasn't able to get an affidavit.
All right. Well, he's a fugitive now with a warrant. We'll just leave him like that until he decides to appear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're excused, Mr. Cuellar.
Okay.
Okay, folks, we ready to handle the pleas?
Judge, I'm not sure if you noticed your video is off.
Yeah, I'm on Adobe right now, signing the one last thing. Oh, okay. Here we are. Okay. We have, who do we have that's ready to plead out, Linda? Right now that's present. We have Joel Herrera.
I believe he's present. I saw him online.
I showed 3 cases. I thought there were 4 listed. No.
There's
What
4.
what happened? Oh, the 4th one's gonna be TIC, yes.
Yes.
Oh, here it is. I'm here, sir.
All right, good morning, Mr. Herrera.
Morning.
Adam, Adam Diaz.
He's present and we're ready to go, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Diaz and Mr. Powers.
Good morning, Judge.
Then we have Laura Luna.
She's also present, Judge, and I will have her turn on her video, but we're ready.
Very good. Do we have anybody else, Ms. Flores?
Jonathan Williams. But I need to find Stryker on that one. And I have Fabian Morales. And I will
Fabian
call
Morales.
Mr. Stryker.
He's present, Your Honor. He should be present. We're ready.
Good.
Who's attorney for Fabian Morales?
Attorney John Garcia, Your Honor.
Say again.
John Garcia.
Okay. And who's the other one, Linda?
Jonathan Williams. I'm calling Mr. Stryker, Kevin Stryker on that one.
Oh. I didn't see that on this docket. It's not on the docket, is it?
Judge, it's on the add-ons. He's third from the bottom.
There it is, okay. And Mr. Stryker here?
I think Linda's trying to call him now.
Well, I'm not gonna worry about calling him. If he's not here, he's not here. We'll take care of the ones that are.
I called him, Judge, and I left him a message. There he is. Hold on. Judge, Mr. Stryker is present now.
Morning, Mr. Stryker.
Good morning, Judge. Sorry, I was in a felony hearing and but we're taking a little bit of a waiting, so. Okay.
Ready.
Yes, Judge, we're ready.
Okay, do we have Joel Herrera?
We're ready, Judge.
Where's Joel Herrera? Okay, Mr. Herrera, I don't see you. I need to see you and you need to unmute yourself.
Okay.
Joel
Can you hear
Herrera.
me, sir? I'm right here.
There you are. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Thank you.
Sorry, sir.
Adam Diaz.
He's present, Your Honor.
Alrighty. Laura Luna.
Yes, sir, I'm present.
Thank you. Fabian Morales,
Present.
thank you, and Jonathan Williams.
I'm here, Judge.
Jonathan Williams.
I'm here.
I don't see Jonathan Williams.
I know that's because my phone is cracked, so you can't see it you can't see me on my phone because my screen is cracked. I plan on getting it fixed.
Judge, I was under the impression Mr. Williams was in court today.
Mr. Stryker,
Yes, Judge, I apologize.
what are we gonna do if we can't see him?
Okay, yeah, I thought he was in, I apologize, I misunderstood the coordinator. I thought he was actually in the courtroom. So, because
All right.
he was going to go down to the courtroom.
If you
So-
can get him, if you can get him over there sometime today, I'll be happy to take care of the.
Okay, if we put on a recall, Judge, then I'll get with Linda and my client to see if they're willing to, otherwise we can set it for like next Friday or something, or next week. So, okay.
All right. Well, then,
I apologize, Judge. I thought he was here. Yeah, I thought he was in the courtroom.
no problem. We'll
I'll
just
step back.
recall it. We'll
Thank you.
recall it. We know we're ready. Okay, those persons that I mentioned, Mr. Herrera, Mr. Diaz, Ms. Luna, and Mr. Morales, would you please raise your right hands? There you go, Mr. Herrera. You had your wrong right hand for a moment.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Do each of you solemnly swear that in this proceeding, the information and responses you submit will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Mr. Morales. Mr.
Yes.
Morales,
And
I need a response, Mr. Morales.
yes, Your Honor,
You do so swear?
I do so swear.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Laura Luna,
Yes, sir.
thank you. Mr. Adam Diaz,
Yes, Judge.
thank you. Mr. Herrera, on each of your 4 cases,
Yes, sir, I do.
thank you. Gentlemen and lady, it is my information that each of you intends to submit a plea to some charge, and that plea is a negotiated agreement between you and your attorney and the state. Before we proceed, I need to make sure you know and understand you have certain rights and protections. This will be a verbal discussion, but it will be recorded by my court reporter, Ms. Kayleen Rivera, and it'll be an official record. You each have the right to remain silent. That means that none of you can be compelled or forced to make any kind of statement. You cannot be required or forced to answer any questions. And you cannot be compelled or forced, required to submit written paperwork that has your signature, especially papers that admit or confess to wrongdoing. Do each of you understand that you have those rights? Mr.
Judge.
Morales,
Yes, sir.
Ms. Luna,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Diaz,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Herrera, on each of your cases.
Yes, sir, I do.
Each of you has a right to a jury trial, and Mr. Herrera, that refers to all 4 of your cases. You have a right to a jury trial. That means that you and your attorney, working with the state, could select 6 disinterested citizens from a pool of citizens, and those 6 people would have the job of hearing or seeing any and all evidence, if any, that's presented, and then decide whether you're not guilty or whether you have been proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt. It's a right to a jury trial. Do you understand you have that right, Mr. Herrera, in your 4 cases?
Yes, sir, I do.
Adam Diaz,
Yes, sir.
Laura Luna,
Yes, Your Honor.
and Fabian Morales.
Yes, Your Honor.
Each of you has the right of, it's called the right of confrontation. That means if you decided to go to trial on any or all cases, you and your attorney would have the right to question, cross-examine, or challenge any witness who testifies. Is that clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Also, each of you has in every case the right to appeal. That is a right wherein you and or your attorney could demand that a higher court review the official record and the evidence in this case, or if any, and decide legal challenges that you might make. I warn you that it is an important right, but it is difficult to do because there are time limitations that have to be met. And there are also requirements of particular types of papers or documents and correct information. So, but each of you in each case has a right to appeal. In addition, each of you and in each of your cases, the state also has the right to demand that this particular hearing be held in the open public courtroom. Because of the COVID pandemic, we're not doing that. Instead, we're doing these hearings by video conference, but to do that, you have to consent. And it is my impression that each of you has already signed a document consenting to doing this by video conference, which incidentally is being live streamed on YouTube. But it is still a requirement and you have to have given us a consent. Did you sign a consent for video conference, Ms. Luna?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Diaz,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Morales,
Yes, Your Honor.
and Mr. Herrera on each of your cases.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. In order to proceed, all of you have signed documents that are in your file and part of these hearings. Before you signed each document, did each of you review the document with your own attorney on any and all cases? Mr. Morales,
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Luna,
Yes, sir, I did.
Mr. Diaz,
Yes, Judge.
and Mr. Herrera on your cases.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Another document, a document that is of critical importance on each case, and by the way, each document identifies you by name, case number, and court number. And each document that has your signature, among them is a critical document that's titled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions. What that's all about is that that document tells you in writing the different rights and protections that you each have. It also tells you that any deal that you've made with the state is not binding on me as a judge. That document tells you that I have the authority and responsibility to say yes or no to any deal that you make. I also have the authority and responsibility to set a punishment. And the law requires me to punish you within the range of punishment for whatever offense you pled to. If in fact you do plead, and if I give you a punishment within the range, but that is heavier than what you agreed to, or greater than what you agreed to, or if I reject your deal outright, the law would allow you to start all over again, and nothing that you said or signed would be used against you. Is that clear to you, Ms. Luna?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Herrera on each case?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Diaz?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Morales?
Yes, Your Honor.
In addition, there's an important document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. In that document, I have informed each of you that because you've made a plea bargain, if I approve it, you give up your right to appeal. Is that clear to everyone? Mr. Herrera?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Luna?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Diaz?
Yes, sir.
and Mr. Morales.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Finally, I believe most of you, if not all of you, have applied for some form of probation. Probation is a written, legal, binding agreement between you and this court. The basic part of that agreement is that I will not send you to jail. Ordinarily, there will be a jail sentence, but I will not send you to jail so long as you live up to 100% of the conditions of supervision. Those of you that are getting deferred adjudication, it's a little bit different. Deferred adjudication means that I will not find you guilty today during this proceeding. I will defer it or postpone it. And if you live up to 100% of the conditions of supervision, the charge to which you have pled gets dismissed and you don't have a conviction under Texas law on that particular case. Is that clear, Mr. Morales?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Herrera,
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Diaz,
Yes, sir.
and Ms. Luna?
Yes, sir.
All right. Attorneys, did each of you assist your client in guiding him on the documents that they have signed? Mr. Hunt,
Yes, sure.
on all four cases on Mr. Herrera?
Yes.
Brian Powers on Diaz,
Yes, Your Honor.
Ashley Morgan on Luna,
Yes, Judge.
and John Garcia on Mr. Morales.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did each of you attorneys also sign an acknowledgement that discovery required under 39.14 has been complied with? Ms. Morgan,
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Garcia,
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Powers,
Yes, Your Honor.
and Mr. Hunt on each case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. Then let's get with the nitty gritty here. On 649-678, Laura Luna, you were originally charged with DWI. The state, you have a motion.
Yes, Your Honor, we do. So for Ms. Luna, we are going to waive and abandon count one. I'm sorry, so we're moving to amend the information to add count 2 of obstruction. And then we are going to waive and abandon count 1 and move solely to proceed on the obstruction count.
There's no objection to the amendment or the deletion of count 1.
And you waive the 10-day notice on amendment.
We do waive the 10-day notice to prepare for the new charge.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Luna, the good news is that you're no longer charged with DWI. You're now charged with obstruction of a passenger-grade highway or waterway. To that charge, ma'am, how do you plead?
I'm guilty.
All right. By the way, Ms. Luna, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir, I am.
Thank you, ma'am. Your plea of guilty, based on your plea of guilty, I find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, but at this time, I will defer that. State, what is the recommendation of the state concerning further agreement and on punishment?
Yes, Your Honor. We're going to request that community deferred adjudication be imposed for 12 months. Ms. Luna will not apply for early termination of that community supervision. Fine of $600 plus court costs, 48 hours of community service, $50 to Crime Stoppers, a DWI education program, Victim Impact Panel Live, Ignition Interlock for half the term. And that is the recommendation from us.
Okay, there will be a TAP evaluation also.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. For the record, Ms. Luna, your income is approximately $1,600 a month. Is that correct?
Correct.
Do you have any children?
No, sir.
Do you have any outstanding medical or other debts that I need to consider?
Sir.
Ma'am?
No, sir.
All right. I approve the agreement that's been reached concerning the punishment and the details of the probation. I've granted you 12 months deferred adjudication. You are to pay, I'll make that a $500 fine instead of 6 plus court costs. You'll do 48 hours. You'll do 60 hours of community service. So instead, that's where I'm going to reduce that fine. You'll do a $50 donation to Crime Stoppers. You'll do the DWI education program, the Victim Impact Panel Live. You'll submit a TAP evaluation and recommendations. You'll do the recommendations subject to my approval. You'll have ignition interlock installed in your vehicle for 6 continuous months. Your supervisory fee will be $29 a month. Now, you're waiving the right to apply for expunction or non-disclosure, nor will you apply for early termination. All of you have 7 days from today to come to the offices of County Court of Law number 5 and have your thumbprint placed on the documents that are required by law. Any question, Ms. Luna?
No, sir.
Any question, Ms. Morgan?
No, Judge.
State, Mr. Delco?
No, sir.
All right, this concludes this particular hearing, except that all of you that are getting probation, you need to stay here. Don't leave this hearing until you've met with Ms. Maricela Luna. She's what's called a court liaison officer. She will get you started on probation. For the record, each of you has conditions, and the probation office is going to read to you each condition. You're going to sign the conditions, and you'll have a copy in your hands. All right. Adam Diaz.
Yes, sir.
You were charged with criminal mischief, $750 to $2,500. To that charge, sir, how do you plead?
No contest.
A no contest plea is considered a guilty plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And that is sufficient for me to convict you alone on your plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Sir, do you have children you support?
Yes, sir.
How many?
2.
What are their ages?
12 and 6.
All right. You have pled no contest. Did anyone threaten you, intimidate you, or promise you anything other than the plea agreement in exchange for your plea of no contest?
No, sir.
All right. Based on your plea of no contest, I find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, but I do not. I understand that there is a recommendation for deferred adjudication. And Mr. Delco, would you inform me of the basics of that agreement?
Yes, sir. So for Mr. Diaz, it's going to be 3 months deferred adjudication. He's not going to apply for early termination of community supervision. A fine of $100 plus court costs. We are recommending that the fine of $100 be probated. 12 hours of community service. Restitution to Roy Anthony Flores in the amount of $1,204.77. And that'll be all for his agreement.
That is the agreement, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Diaz, how do you, what is your total income?
Okay, well, it's I would probably say you're looking monthly.
Yes, sir.
Probably about 2,500.
Okay. You're telling me that under oath, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Does your wife or the mother of the children work outside the home?
Yes,
Okay, so there is a second household income.
correct.
All right. I approve the agreement as recited into the record by Mr. Delco. You have 3 months deferred adjudication. There'll be no application for early termination. You waive your right to expunge and to apply for expunction or non-disclosure. You'll have 7 days to come in and place your print on the documents as required. You will pay, you will have a $100 fine plus court costs. The agreement is that's probated, meaning you live up to your conditions and you won't have to pay that $100 fine. Fail to live up to the conditions and everything is back on the table, including a conviction. You will perform 20 hours of community service restitution. You will make restitution to Mr. Roy Anthony Flores in the amount of $1,204.77. Your supervisory fee will be $34 a month. Do you have any questions, Mr. Diaz?
No, Your Honor. I thought we were gonna go with 12 hours on the community service. Why is it getting bumped up?
I said 12. Did I say
Oh.
something different?
I'm sorry, Judge. I thought you said 20 also. Did you
Yeah.
say 12?
Oh,
It's 12 community service hours.
okay. Then no, sir. I have no further questions.
Okay. I apologize if I misspoke, but it is
You're
12,
fine.
12 hours community service restitution. Okay, you two will have 7 days to come in and put your thumbprint and don't leave until you've met with Ms. Luna.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Flores. Fabian Flores, you were charged originally with DWI with an open container.
Yes, Your Honor.
To that charge, how do you plead, sir?
No contest.
Is there a motion on this charge by the state?
No, Your Honor, we're going to proceed as it is in the charging instrument.
Which is DWI enhanced by open container.
Correct.
All right. Did anyone threaten you, intimidate you, or promise you anything other than the plea agreement in exchange for your plea of no contest?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that a plea of no contest by itself is sufficient for me to convict you. It's considered the same as a guilty plea in this court.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. State, what is the recommendation on punishment?
Yes, Your Honor, the people are going to recommend 180 days in Bexar County Jail, probated for a term of 12 months. As a condition, Mr. Morales will not apply for early termination. $500 plus court costs, 48 hours of community service, a DWI education program, victim impact panel live, TAP evaluation, ignition interlock for half the term. And that'll be the recommendation.
Mr. Morales, do you have children? You
No, Your
support-
Honor.
No children. And what is your total income from all sources?
1,000 a month.
That sounds very low. That's even below minimum wage. Doesn't sound right.
I do have a wife that does work with me as well.
All right. The court approves the agreement. First of all, I find you guilty of the charge. You're sentenced to 180 days, Bexar County Jail. suspended, probated for 12 months. You will not apply for early termination of the probation. You will complete the Victim Impact Panel Live, a DWI education course. You'll pay a $500 fine plus court costs. You'll complete 48 hours of community service restitution. You will have a TAP evaluation and perform the recommendations subject to my approval. You'll have ignition interlock continuously on your vehicle or vehicles to which you have access for a total of 6 months. Your supervisory fee will be $29 a month. Any questions, Mr. Morales?
Yes, Your Honor. I just want to be clear about, am I gonna get probation?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That's what I announced when I said that it'd be suspended for 12 months.
Yeah, additionally, Your Honor, if my client could please, his probation please be transferred to Bell County. He was able to get employment in Killeen, Texas.
The court will grant permission for that. Ms. Luna,
Yes, Your Honor.
what are we going to do as far as transferring to Bell County?
Your Honor, he can reside in Bell County, Bell County and report virtually through Zoom to Bear County, if that's okay.
All right, that will be the court's order.
Okay.
Mr. Morales, the court allows you to reside in Bell County, but your reporting will be through the computers or phone as set up with the probation office. Any other questions, Mr. Morales?
No, sir, that'll be it.
Mr. Garcia?
Yeah, just additional, and this is kind of, obviously it's probably just like prophetic thinking, but if there is another COVID variant, could he have permission to do the victim impact by Zoom or whatever happens?
That would probably be arranged by the probation office. That's part of their duty, and they have been doing that.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All righty. Mr. Morales, stick around until you visit with Ms. Luna. And don't forget, you're going to have to come in to have your thumbprint placed on the documents.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Herrera. On case number 604-624, do I have that correct? Yes. You were charged with falsifying a drug test device. What class of, is that a class A, Mr. Delco?
I believe so, but I can double check on that, Judge.
It's a class B, Your Honor.
What?
It's a class B, Your Honor.
B?
Yes, Judge.
I'm glad somebody knows. All right. To that charge, sir, how do you plead? Hello, Mr. Herrera.
No contest, Your Honor.
Okay. You understand that a no contest plea is considered a guilty plea in this court?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. In case number 604-135, you were charged with DWLI, driving while license invalid, enhanced. To that charge, how do you plead?
No contest, Your Honor.
Again, a no contest plea is considered a guilty plea in this court. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that can be sufficient for me to convict you. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did anyone threaten you, intimidate you, or promise you anything other than the plea bargain exchange for this plea?
No, Your Honor.
In case number 611526, you're charged with possession of marijuana 0 to 2 ounces. What is your plea in that charge, sir?
No contest, Your Honor.
Again, did anyone threaten you, intimidate you, or promise you anything in exchange for the plea of no contest?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Now, in each of these cases, your no contest plea is accepted by the court. And the court finds you guilty on each charge individually. State, tell me what the recommendation is on 604-024.
Yes, Your Honor, the recommendation is going to be same across for all of his cases.
All right.
So it's going to be 4 days in Bexar County Jail, a fine of $0 plus court costs, credit for time served. The time and money is to run concurrent. We're requesting that this satisfy the judgment and the case number 634554 be taken into consideration.
That is our agreement, Your Honor.
Mr. Hunt, that is the agreement.
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Herrera, this is your agreement on each of the 4 cases.
Yes, Your Honor.
The court approves the agreement. Having been found guilty on each charge, with the exception of 634554, the court approves the agreed punishment. You are sentenced to 4 days Bexar County Jail on 6046. Is that 024? I'm sorry, I have it a little messed up here. 604024, 604135, and 611526. Credit for time served, 0 fine, 0 court costs. Credit for time served in each case. Time and money run concurrent on each case. All 3 cases running concurrently. Court accepts the agreement of taking in consideration number 634554. That case is hereby dismissed. On 634554, you owe nothing further to the state of Texas or to this court. On cases 604024, 604135, and 601526, those 2, the court finds that you have satisfied the judgment in each one. And as such, those are no longer, you no longer owe anything to the state of Texas or this court on each of those cases as recited. Any questions, Mr. Hunt?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Herrera?
No, Your Honor.
All righty. Then at this point, subject to your coming in and having your thumbprint placed on all these documents, Mr. Herrera, you're excused at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Hunt.
Stay out of trouble, Mr. Herrera.
I will, Your Honor. I'm grandpa already.
Okay, that takes care of us on the pleas. You have anything else, Linda, at this point?
No, we're just waiting on Mr. Garcia. I've already called him, left him a message. This is on Mario Sandoval.
What time is it?
It's almost 10 o'clock. It's 9:57.
All right,
I'm present, Your Honor.
Mr. Sandoval,
Yes, sir.
we're gonna give Mr. Garcia a little bit. Did you contact his office or anybody?
They sent me straight to voicemail.
Is that what they did to you, Linda?
Yes, sir.
And like I said, I had a death in the family and I'm really trying to
All right,
get this situation solved.
I'm gonna excuse you right now. And I'm gonna have a little chat with Mr. Garcia and see whether he really wants to represent you, and if so, he's gonna have to demonstrate that.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll, for right now, let's give you a 30-day reset. Ms. Flores?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna give him March the 11th. Did you hear me, Mr. Sandoval?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
9 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Okay. I'll see you then. Y'all have a blessed day and y'all stay well.
You too. Again, you have our condolences. May she rest in peace.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. And we heard from Tony Jimenez.
No, Judge, we haven't.
Give his office a call.
Okay.
I guess the court will be in recess. No sense in just sitting here. Ain't that right, Kayleen?
Whatever you say, Judge. Yes, sir.
All right, court will be in recess, guys. Let's see what we dig up. We got 2 people that are missing.
So we'll just be on call for standby. I mean,
I don't expect for there to be any more pleas or anything this morning. So I'm going to excuse you, Ms. Rivera.
okay. Thank you, Judge. Hi, John.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
How's your husband doing?
Good. He's doing well. Thank you. How's your
Okay, I
family?
haven't seen